Hi everyone, just waiting for the train. So I have a question which has been on my mind recently, something that I've been thinking about. Is Eddie Hearn finished in boxing? Because they're talking about the Anthony Joshua Usyk rematch. Personally, if they had any sense, if it was me, I'd just leave the rematch alone. Anthony Joshua needs more time to change his style for that fight. It doesn't make you any less of a man it doesn't make you a coward. But look at Muhammad Ali and a lot of the great heavyweight champions or the great fighters. When they lost, like, what is this modern obsession with an instant rematch? Generally, most rematches, I can't, the majority of rematches, I'm not saying all of them, but at least 60-70% of them, if not more, whoever won the first fight wins the rematch. I'm not saying all the time. And yeah, there are examples. Obviously, Muhammad Ali lost the first fight to Joe Frazier. He won the rematch. But that rematch took place, what was it, let me try and think, at least 2 years later or something like that. The first fight was 71, March 8, 1971. The rematch took place at least something like 2 years later. Ali had fights in between. Lennox Lewis versus Hassim Rahman. I'm not saying it never happens, but just what's the point of going for an instant rematch? You know, it was a one-sided fight. Usyk beat him with the basics. And Anthony Joshua was lucky he didn't get knocked out in that last round. I think Usyk was either holding back or maybe because he was being cautious, but I think he was holding back. And there was that story about Usyk's corner told him, oh, don't knock Joshua out. You know, we want to make the rematch bigger and get more money. To me, that sounds believable. But to me, he just looked like he was holding back. You got your guy on the ropes and you're not trying to knock him out. But I could be wrong. So look, if Anthony Joshua rematches Usyk and loses again, especially imagine if Anthony Joshua gets knocked out. What's Eddie Hearn going to do next? I just don't think... I think Eddie Hearn makes bad decisions. And what's worse than the whole Joshua situation, and you've gone over to DAZN. You know, and now DAZN was unable to buy BT Sport. That fell through. And I mean, but DAZN, I could have told you this. See, Matchroom should have come to me. They should have asked me for my expert advice. I could have told them my economical guidance and advice is... I think the train's hopefully coming soon. My economic advice and guidance would have been, stay on Sky Sports. They're a much bigger platform, but you've gone over to DAZN. DAZN's not famous. The people aren't going to subscribe to DAZN in the amounts that you need them to. And what fights are you putting on? Conor Ben versus who? Who else can I think of? Shannon Courtney, Ebony Bridges. Yeah, you think people are going to subscribe for that? Even the whole fight with Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte, yeah, that would have been a big fight. But even that on its own, I don't see... It wouldn't be enough to make DAZN take off. Because Sky Sports have got all the other stuff. They got I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know in great detail because I don't follow these sports to that degree. But they've got the football rights and the other sports. So they're bringing that mainstream appeal. DAZN hasn't got that kind of mainstream appeal. So... Well, listen, Eddie Hearn, you know, he's put himself in his situation. I'm sure he knows what he's doing, but I could see Eddie Hearn, if Anthony Joshua loses or gets knocked out, I just see problems for Eddie Hearn. And you're letting all these fighters slip through your fingers. You let Tasha Jonas, you know, you messed her around. She went over to Sky Sports Boxer. You have Fraser Clark, he's gone over to Sky Sports Boxer. Khan Brook went over to Sky Sports Boxer. It's not looking good for Eddie. I just don't know what's going to happen. I'm not even talking about the purse bid. I'm not talking about the Dillian Whyte Fury fight. I think losing the purse bid was the right thing to do, because obviously you would probably lose money on that fight. But Anthony Joshua rematching Usyk is a big mistake. I believe it's a big mistake. And going over to DAZN, that's an even bigger mistake. So we'll see though. I wish Eddie Hearn well, but I have to be objective and honest about what I say about people, regardless of what I think about him on a personal level, regardless of the fact I get on with Matchroom. I have to be honest. I can't lie. I just don't know I see problems for them. Then you have the fight tonight. You have Danny Jacobs versus John Ryder. But again, they're not that famous. Danny Jacobs could walk around London for 5 hours. You know fully well the British public are not going to recognise that man. Same with John Ryder, same with Callum Smith. Yeah, etc. All these matchroom fights, they're not getting that mainstream. None of them are household names. But hey, good luck to DAZN. I wouldn't have done it. I would have stayed on Sky Sports. But let's see what happens. All the best to Matchroom, but it would be a shame. But I could see Eddie Hearn going out of boxing at some point. You know, I could see it happening. If AJ loses, I don't know what Eddie Hearn's going to do. Especially if Anthony Joshua gets knocked out.